Welcome back to Cooking Gluten and Dairy Free with Dave D. Today on the menu is shrimp fried rice, which just so happens to be gluten and dairy free. Now technically this is one of those 30-minute meals that can be easily made during the week. However, it turns out best if you use day-old rice. Now if you didn't pre-plan, we'll get around that and I'll show you a little trick we can do later. Please subscribe to the channel. The goal is to get to 500 subscribers, so please help me out. Anyway, shrimp fried rice, better than your favorite carryout, gluten and dairy free. Let's get down to business. So starting with our prep, let's go ahead and dice up half of a large onion or a small onion. Next, let's finely chop some green onions. That's it for the prep of our veggies. We'll add some frozen peas and carrots later on. Now let's move on to the star of the show, our shrimp. We're going to be using large, deshelled, deveined shrimp. Most of the time this comes frozen, so thaw it in some water and then place it on some paper towel and use some more paper towels to dry them out. This will help them get a little bit crispier later on. Now that our shrimp is dry, put it in a large bowl for seasoning. And speaking of seasoning, let's go in with some garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, and then mix it all together. If you watch my videos, by the way, if this is your first video, welcome, and please subscribe. You know that I usually cook with a lot of seasoning. We're going to keep it simple today because we're going to be using some fresh veggies and sauces that'll bring enough flavor that we don't need to add too much flavor now. Anyway, when we're all done, our shrimp should look like this. Now that our prep is complete, let's go ahead and start cooking our shrimp. I like my shrimp to have some nice texture and crispiness, so we're going to cook the shrimp separately. So heat a skillet on medium high and add some high smoke point oil, avocado oil, veggie oil, or canola oil. Next, since we're a dairy-free cooking channel, we're going to add some vegan butter, but add whatever butter you want. Mix it into the oil. Now place your shrimp into the skillet so they sear on each side. Try to work quickly here as shrimp cooks pretty fast. Now in a minute or two, flip the shrimp to the other side and let it cook for about 1 to 2 minutes. Remove them from the pan and put them on a plate for now. Now that our shrimp is done, let's move on to our wok. A large pan or skillet will also work here. If you're using a wok, put it on medium high. If you're using a regular skillet, put it on medium. Add some high smoke point oil. Now we're going to add some butter. Mix the butter into the oil. Now we can work on our fresh veggies. Cook these for about 3 minutes or whenever the onions become translucent. Now let's add some ginger paste and some garlic paste. Mix them into the veggies. Now we're going to start adding our day-old basmati rice. I love basmati rice for this recipe, but use whatever rice you want. Make sure to break up the clumps while you're adding them to the skillet. Add the rice little by little, stirring them into the veggies each time. Now, if you didn't pre-plan this, go ahead and cook your rice according to the instructions. As soon as it's done, grab a cookie sheet or a large baking pan and spread the rice all over it. Let it cool and dry out at room temperature for about 30 minutes. Now it's all about the name of the game. We want to keep stirring the rice around the pan in the oil so it fries and incorporates with the veggies. After about 3 minutes, we're going to add a touch of red pepper oil or sesame oil. Stir it into the rice. Now it's time to introduce that beautiful color. We're going to add some gluten-free soy sauce and stir that into the rice. Next, we're going to add some gluten-free hoisin sauce and stir that into the rice. Now, kind of push all the rice to one side so we can work on our eggs. Now, since I have family members that are allergic to eggs, I tend to cook without it, and I typically use egg alternatives. These are plant-based eggs, and they work perfectly for this recipe, but feel free to use regular eggs. Add some oil, and then add your eggs. Give them a quick seasoning with onion powder and garlic powder. And then we're going to essentially scramble them. So let them cook for a while, give them a mix, and repeat until they're fully cooked and scrambled. Once that is done, mix them into the rest of the rice. Remember that the exact ingredients with the exact measurements are down in the description box below. Now we're going to add some frozen peas and carrots. The heat from the pan will soften them. Mix them into the rice and let these cook down for about 3 minutes, stirring occasionally. Occasionally. Oh, I really said the O on occasionally there. You know, starting this YouTube channel has really showed me how terribly I talk. Anyway, now we can go ahead and add the shrimp that we cooked up earlier. Stir them in the rice for about 1 to 2 minutes so they warm back up. And that's it. Delicious shrimp fried rice that just so happens to be gluten, dairy, and egg free. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. If you're interested in more recipes that just so happen to be gluten and dairy free, please subscribe to my channel and check out the other recipes. Finally, leave a positive comment or question down below, or suggest some more recipes that you would like to be seen made without gluten or dairy. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.